Being locked out of your CRA account is one of the smallest but most stressful problems you can have because it stops you from looking at your notice of assessment, your TFSA contribution room, your RRSP contribution room, and generally any information that you may need for your account from the CRA. So we want to fix this, and we want to talk about in this video how do we go about getting back or logging into our CRA account, and what happens if you forget your password. So the first things first, here on the CRA's website, you can find who can register for the CRA user ID and password. How do you set up your username and password? And then remember to choose 5 memorable security questions as well. So if you ever forget your CRA user name or password, you'll have a chance to answer these 5 questions, in which case you can get back your password and reset it. So very important to remember your answers, okay? If you, for example, have it revoked, you can regain your access to your account by perhaps using a different sign-in method. For example, if you have a sign-in method with a sign-in partner like a bank, and you have one with a CRA user ID and password, you can try using the sign-in partner one because you don't have access to the first one. You forgot your password, but you have access to your bank account, so you can just use your sign-in partner. Otherwise, you will have to register for your CRA account. Again, you'll have to go through the entire registration process and the entire information regarding the security code, the existing multi-factor authentication, as well as actually what you need, which is your SIN number and your 2 years of your taxes, okay? So if you get into this page where you can't find your CRA ID and password and it's incorrect, it'll ask you actually right here to try again or to re-register, okay? So if you want to register again, you can, or you can try again here. Of course, you don't want to go down that path. If, however, you do get it right and you don't have access, so the problem here is once you do have your sign-in and you put in the correct username and password, it's going to have a multi-factor authentication, which is your cell phone, and it'll ask you either to text or to call you, okay? So regarding whatever it is here on your cell phone, you'll have a text or a call option, okay? And if you were to, for example, go back here, and let's say we want to re-sign into our CRA account, and we go in through a user ID and password, we would see the option to have forget your user ID or forget your password. So if you forget your user ID, you have the following information that you'll need in order to have it be sent to you. So you'll need your social insurance number, or your ITN, or your TTN, depending on what type of resident you are, your date of birth, and your amount entered online, 15,000 of your most recent income tax and benefit return in the last 2 years, okay? So you have that option, so you don't need to contact the CRA if you use that option. Again, if you live in the United States, you cannot recover your user ID. You have to re-register, okay? Now, let's say you don't do that. So here you're going to go through all the paths here. But if you don't do that, let's see, and you want to figure out what would happen if you want to forget your password, what you'll need. In that case, you'll just go through it again, press on your forget your password. Again, you'll need your user ID in case you don't have that here. We're not going to be able to show you, but in theory, you'll need to answer your five questions, okay? Once you get to that forget your password, you'll need to answer those 5 questions that you have here, that you created, your security questions, in which case then you'll be able to reset your password. So, if you do get locked out of your account because you've entered way too many times the incorrect password or username, your account will be locked and you will need to recover your locked account, in which case you can either regain access by going through your registration process again, or you'll have to contact them, the CRA, to have your account unlocked. So going through the contact, you'll either have to call the correct phone number, and then here's all the information you'll need. So if this video was helpful, make sure to subscribe to the channel for more practical Canadian tax guidance videos. Remember, this is just general information, not personalized tax advice.